Hello, hello, gamers. How are we doing? Nintendo Watch returns. News of its death was greatly exaggerated. Because I found some chuds, and I've got some milk, and they need Duncan. All right. How are we, gamers? How are we in this Sunday Funday spectacular? Hit 14k? Certainly did. Thank you so much, guys. Update to SMP1R. What's happening on that? Anything interesting? Anything worth checking out again? You finish your Mori? Hell yeah. It's the fun using chud fun. It's just a fun word. It's like woke. It's just a really fun word that I've just managed to slip into everywhere. Flumbus, chungus, chud, and woke. It's just a really funny word, man. Who can hate on chud? I play Pokemon Lazarus? Hell yeah. Close to 20k already. Guys, subscribe, gamers, subscribe if you haven't already. We'll start the show in a second, okay? I'm doing great. Fantastic. Don't even know what it means. Neither do I. It's just a fun word. A very fun word. Ooh. Cannibalistic human underground dweller? Well, today it means chump, hoity-toity, umbilical, dense gamer. That's what it means. So when I call you a chud gamer, that's what you are. A chungus maxing? Hell yeah, we are. So gamers, I've got one question to ask you. Are you ready? That's all I need to ask you, gamers. Are you ready? It's not going to be anything too crazy today. There's just a couple things I wanted to talk about, so don't expect anything too nuclear. But we are going to have fun. Of that, I am certain, gamers. Of that, I'm always certain. I've decided to chud max today. Suit jacket with the Walmart Mario shirt, gamers. So of course, as you can tell, gamers, you can tell my ability you can tell my status as a Nintendo fan by my ability to buy merch. And in fact, I have played Metroid. That's how dangerous I am, gamers. That's how dangerous I am. And that's why every Nintendo YouTuber quakes in fear at the thought of being on a Sir Musty stream. I'd be scared. Thoughts on Yoshi? I'm being endeared to him somewhat, I would say. I will say. Somewhat, gamers. You know, I've had Dean always boring, but somehow you keep coming back to him. It's really funny considering what you say about him. He is very boring, gamers. I want to make it very clear. He's extremely boring. And yet, somehow I find him oh so very fascinating. But before we get to Nintendeen, gamers, I have a docket, gamers. I have a Google Docket. I'm going to go through it. Because there's a couple of people that I fancy having words with. There's a couple of people I fancy waving my finger at. So it's not just the Dean today, don't worry. We'll save the Dean for last. I've got a couple other people that I need to have words with. I hope you guys like my background. My background is lovely today. I got the docky. Time for some bad takes. So, gamers, let's just jump right into it. Let's jump right into it, huh? Bowser ass background. What, you guys don't like the background? I think the background's great. I found it while I was scrolling Twitter. It made me laugh my head off. Save the boringest for last. Hell yeah. So gamers, I don't know how much you know, but hang on. I don't know how many of you guys were there. Let me pause the music before I start. So gamers. So last time we covered a while. I think it was last stream. It's not up on Musty yet. It'll be up on Musty soon. But we covered a gentleman named Bo Talks Games, who did this very strange thing where he was like, man, Mario Tennis Fever's not in the 80s, as if the 80s is like this arbitrary heaven's gate, which means it must be good, and if it's not, it must be bad, right? So then, like, I was like, who else has been... Is there like an epidemic going on that I wasn't familiar with? But then I found out, gamers, he's back. Nintendo Land is back. The Switch 2 is stuck in the 70s. But gamers, it's Landon. We kind of expected Landon to do that. So Landon's not the kind of person... Landon is not in my sights today. I deceived you, gamers. That was a trick. Do you know what? Do you know who did shock me when I found out they were a bit of a review Andy? I kept looking around. I'm like, okay, Landon's expected, right? I expect Landon to be a bit of a review Andy. But there's a gentleman I've heard about in passing called Player Essence. I'm like, there's no way they got the brothers doing this too. But it turns out, gamers, they got the brothers doing this too. So allow me to commit some friendly fire as we take a look at... and I saw this video from him. I was very confused. I was like, Pokemon Pokopia to fix the Switch 2's reviews problem. I'm like, what's the problem? If there's games you're having fun with, then there's games you're having fun with. That's my opinion, guys. I don't know about you guys. But Pokopia's gonna be a thing to unite the reviews. It's gonna be the thing, gamers. So, Player Essence, what do you have to say? Let's have a quick listen, shall we?
This so-called Nintendo Switch 2 game.
No, hold that thought, gamers. He says so-called problem, right? Appearing as if he's like above it all. That's something very important to notice, gamers. Something very important to notice. We'll save that for later, okay? Hold that thought.
Reviews problem or 70s problem or this isn't worth $70 because the game reviews on Metacritic isn't high enough problem. I've seen people talk about this with the
people on the line.
Mario Tennis Fever, how it's not worth the money based off of the review scores or based off of the 4-hour adventure mode, based off of this and based off of that. And honestly, that type of talk is just getting exhausting.
Log off. As far as I'm concerned, log off. Immediately, chat, because you know me, right? Any video will tell you, usually start off your review with like your video with like your strongest argument, your most opening gambit. So his immediate first thought is, it's getting exhausting, guys. Can you believe it? Me, the YouTuber with 130k subscribers, who has one of the most luckiest jobs for a living. Oh, I'm getting so tired of it all, guys. Oh, no. I'm so exhausted. It's like, oh, sure. Oh, what's got you so tired, Mr. Nintendo YouTuber?
Worth or value is subjective.
And then my bad. I kind of spoiled it a little bit. Listen to this, by the way.
That, and honestly, that type of talk is just getting exhausting. Worth or value is subjective. Something can be $3, and if I buy it, I feel that it's not worth it, then it's not worth it. Or it can be $10 or $20 or $40. That's how we're gonna justify a $70 game that I think the majority of us are looking at saying it probably shouldn't be $70. It's like, yes, I think that's fair to... Oh, well, I mean, value is subjective, guys. Hey, in my objective value, this game shouldn't be $70. It's a tennis spin-off, all right? That isn't breaking leaps and bounds, which is fine for a tennis game. But why are you charging full? Why would you charge for this the same amount you charge for like a full 3D Mario? I think that's fair for a lot of people to say, do you know what? I don't think that's value for money. But guys, it is subjective after all. It is very, very, very subjective. Yeah, the argument could work. Just
Not with Tennis Fever. I don't know why you're batting for Tennis Fever or swinging for Tennis Fever. In this case,
or $50.
I have no
It
idea.
doesn't really matter.
God forbid I don't want to spend $70. All right? Yeah, Bonanza and Fever are the same price, by the way. And I think it's fair for us if we're to say if they price this game at like 50 or even 60, but like 50, I think would be perfect. If they place this at $50, I don't think many people would complain about it. $50 or 45 quid. I think is a fair asking price for a tennis spin-off. And obviously, eventually, slowly down the line, you'll probably find it for secondhand a little cheaper, and it's fine. You know what I mean?
Comes to that. But what I do want to get into is this trend of what we're seeing with Nintendo review scores, at least Metacritic-wise, and it just constantly being high 70s every single time. It seems like it's going to be predetermined that it'll be like a 77 or a 78 or maybe a 79 or something and go over that. Now, there's been people also debating and analyzing this, saying that Nintendo's value, or more like Nintendo's game quality, is a problem, that it's went downhill and there's all these issues. And while
this is the part where you have to tell me, but like he's going to do the thing. Gamers, I'm going to be honest. The whole video is just him doing the whole like the reviews. It's boring. Gamers, I'm telling you, it's boring. All right. But bearing in mind, the only thing I wanted to point out with this video game, the only thing I really wanted to point out is remember the beginning, guys. Remember the beginning.
Let's talk about this so-called
the so-called
Nintendo Switch 2 game mid-reviews problem.
So remember, he poses this as if it's like, oh, look at all these people talking about these things, right? But why does he end up later on in the video kind of talking about this? Hang on, listen carefully.
Pokopia on the Nintendo Switch 2. Then switch up. Here's our take on a massive play session with Pokemon Pokopia on the Nintendo Switch 2. Not the game we were expecting, but a pleasant surprise. And they also stated...
So the context for this is he's talking about other people's previews of Pokopia. That's the context for this, by the way.
It reminds them of Viva Pinata, which was a cult hit from the Xbox 360. And I think there was even a Nintendo DS game as well. So this could break the curse. And I hope...
break the curse! Yeah, gamers, remember the so-called problem, as if pretending he's above it all. And he's like, but it has gamers, it's cursed. This console is cursed to be doomed in below the 80s. I'm just like, well, you have to break the cycle, gamers. Pokopia, it's gonna unite the review community, gamers. We have to save it. I'm just like, what strange fella? Is this like, are they just all doomed to that? First it was Bo, then I've had Nintendo Land, now it's Player Essence. I'm just like, what is it with you Nintendo people and just like not being able to just accept that? Right now, I think it's fair to say, if you're asking me, the only game that reviewed not as well that I'm kind of surprised about is Metroid Prime 4. In the fact that we've been waiting years and years and years for this, and it turned out not to be the game that we would have hoped it would have been. It didn't break, ground the same way the other Metroid games did. The other games are about as expected. DK Bonanza was always going to sell like gangbusters or be like well-reviewed, or like a fantastic review, should we say. And the other games were kind of just going to hover around this sort of area. The question is, are the games quality? I would say Air Riders is quality. I would say that Mario Kart World is quality. I would say the only game that I'm like a bit down on is Metroid Prime 4, because while I enjoyed it, not the game I would have hoped it would have been. Does that make sense? So I'm just like, who really cares? We're getting quality games. Is that not enough? But no, it has to other people have to like it too. It's this weird phenomenon, isn't it? And it's just strange seeing that not just from Landon. It's a curse that is past Landon gamers. It's gone, whether it's the smaller YouTubers like Bo, or whether it's the YouTubers just as similarly sized as Player Essence. I don't understand what's wrong with these people. I really, really don't. I have no idea. I don't know why it matters though. And then these are the same people that will, in a different breath, say that IGN isn't even worth it, or like modern journalists aren't even worth it. Which is true, by the way. I don't mind a bit of journo slander, but you can't journo slander in one breath and then just go, but they're not reviewing it well. They're just not reviewing it well, are they? It makes no sense to me. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. It's the hype beast mentality, and I don't understand it. I well and truly do not understand it. So gamers, let it be known that Player Essence, listen, brother, I hate to commit a bit of friendly fire, but you need to relax yourself, okay? Because I don't want you to come up on my show ever again, all right? I don't want you to come up on Nintendo Watch ever again, but listen, I'm watching you, okay? If it always feels like somebody's watching you, it's me. I'm watching you, okay? That's all I have to say about him. It's like it's either 10 or 0, nothing in between. Yeah, basically, it's so weird, isn't it? This mentality is just so weird. Instead of like enjoying the good games we have and posting about them, we have to be like, guys, it's like a war. It's literally like a culture war in Nintendo. I'm just like, it's so weird, isn't it? It's beyond strange, and I don't know. Lord knows that I'm lucky that I don't have to do this for a living. Lord knows that's what it is. People call Air Riders mid. I enjoyed it regardless. Well, you shouldn't turn a blind eye to outside discussion. For me, opinions is a powerful thing. Yeah, it's true, absolutely. But like, I think the important thing is, let's say, for example, a channel like this, right? I think it's fair to say, is pro Nintendo, right? They like Nintendo. They want to talk about all things Nintendo. They want to kind of hype up Nintendo. They want to do a bit of free PR for Nintendo. So why instead of like highlighting the good, I mean, in all fairness, he does for the most part, but why even make a video like this when ultimately it doesn't matter? Most people right now are quite like, I'd say most Switch 2 owners are quite content with the games they have now. Sure, are there more heavy hitters that could be more exciting in the future? Yeah, of course. But like right now, I think we're kind of fine, you know? We're kind of alright. We've got DKB, we've got Mario Kart, Air Riders, Tennis Fever's doing alright. Metroid Prime 4 was good, but not fantastic. Like we kind of got a nice, and remember guys, also the other thing to remember, it hasn't even been a year yet. That's the one thing you need to remember about videos like this. It hasn't even been a year yet. And these people are doing it. And do you know why? And I think you guys have already pointed out, it's the daily slot merchants, isn't it? You have to have something to talk about, eh, Play Essence? Otherwise the line's gonna go down, right? Otherwise the line's gonna go down. Listen, behave yourself, okay? I'll give you a slap on the wrist. No further punishment from me, okay? But do you know who else I want to talk about, gamers? Do you know who else I want to talk about? Still a quick music segue while I get ready. A slap on the wrist for him is fair to say, right? Line goes down, gamers, unfortunately. The line goes down. Do you know who I do want to talk about? I found someone else, gamers. I found another chud that needs a bit of dunking, gamers. So, I don't know if you guys have heard of a little gentleman who goes by a certain name. The slop is thickened. The slop thickens, gamers. The slop thickens. No, not you. What the hell? Where the hell did you come from? I don't know if you ever heard of a little gentleman by the name of, I'm trying to be careful, I don't want to show too much, of Nintendo Prime. I don't know if you, was that a normal voice intro? I baited you, okay, I baited you. What now? Obviously, we had a partner direct relatively recently, right? I wonder what he had to think about. Let's have a look. Let's have a listen, shall we?
Well, as I said, this...
So, of course, the super chat he's reading is, I was disappointed overall. A lot of these games you already knew about. I was expecting more things we didn't know about. Really need a general direct more, even more now IMO. Of course, Nintendo Prime's like, oh, hang on.
This show, whether you like it or not, obviously it's all opinions. Definitely, to me, confirmed that the general's absolutely a thing, and these are just the things that didn't make the cut.
It's even funnier the second time. Listen to it again, guys. Listen to it again.
You like it or not, obviously it's all opinions. Definitely, to me, confirmed that the general's absolutely a thing, and these are just the things that didn't make the cut.
Guys, the general direct is around the corner. Guys, it's around the corner. It's around the corner. It's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna happen. Guys, this is just the things that didn't make it. These are the things that didn't make it, guys. Guys, no, guys, stop running. No, it's true. It's true. Also, real quick, I want to point out, get that cut off my screen. We don't insult people's appearances, okay? We know that already. I'm gonna ban you. Don't come back, please. Thank you. We know the rules here, guys. We criticize what people say, not how people look like. Okay, that's very rude and disrespectful. That being said, guys, we need a new thing to break. It's gonna happen. Direct is low, guys. Direct is low. I'm like, huh, okay, interesting. Now, guys, I'm gonna be honest, right? I'm gonna be really, really honest with you. I don't really have too much. That was really funny. But I didn't really, I was like, why, what a strange statement to say, right? Like, what is with this is a copium that like, even transcends Nintendo land, right? I'm like, it must be around the corner. I wonder if it's because your entire business model is just leaks and leaks and leaks and oops, more leaks, guys, more leaks. I want to be clear, right? I tried to watch one of these guys videos from start to finish. He's chronically boring. He is more boring than Nintendeen by a country mile. I want to make it very, very clear, gamers. This gentleman I have never seen a guy more boring. And do you know what it is, right? You're probably thinking, that's a bit mean, right? Firstly, it's not. shut up. Secondly, even he agrees, gamers. Allow me to show you exactly what I mean. Because Nintendo Prime is an extremely insecure man. Because what I found in my short time just perusing his channel is I found this. Somebody commenting, hey Nintendo, drop the price. To which Nintendo Prime says, they won't because it's already sold already. Have a good day. I'm like, are they paying you to run PR as well? What? What is it? What a strange comment to make. Very strange, right, chat? And that was on the video titled Nintendo Switch There's a crazy discount and more. But it continues, gamers. I just had to just like, there's no way if you click on another random video and check the comments, he consistently replies to the negative comments, right? Oh, was it? We lost it? Oh, there it is. This episode of Nintendo content will talk about a hypothetical Nintendo Direct 6 weeks without any official confirmation. Which, that's not a joke, by the way, guys. Let's watch the beginning, the very beginning of this video, gamers. The very, very beginning.
Well, folks, I thought today we could talk about how there is very likely going to be a general Nintendo Direct sometime in the next 6 weeks.
Six weeks, yeah? Is that how... Yeah? Is that the level of prediction we're doing? Yeah, guys, I'm gonna take a shit within the next, like, rest of the day at some point. So, I want you guys to be aware of that, all right? Well, I'm gonna at least blink another 10 times within the next minute of live stream, okay, guys? I wanna make that clear real quick. So, of course, what ridiculous wide net to cast for yourself, right? So, of course, once again, someone points out just how ridiculous of a wide net that is. And then what does he say in the comments? Oh, so we just had it, there it is. Yeah, we'll talk about anything. I agree, he makes money off recycled content. It's called speculation. Wild, isn't it? And I'm just like... This is crazy. What a strange gentleman. But there's no way, Musty, that you found yet another example of him doing this, right? In this video, I'm assuming the context is he talks about the censorship on Dispatch. To which I'm assuming that's the context for this. Grow up. You don't need to add I'm not a gooner. Censorship is bad, period. But there doesn't seem to be blame to go around. Nintendo have been prepared to do anything. It's the publisher. They're trying to deflect blame so they can avoid social media backlash, and it's not working. To which obviously Nintendo Prime is like, I got this zinger here. Grow up. Proceeds to use gooner. Yeah, I'm good. And I'm just like, you don't seem to reply to a lot of positive comments here, do you? You don't seem to reply to it. He always seems to just go after. He thought he ate, and I'm just like, you were serving absolutely nothing. I'm like, I found there's a very consistent trend here, gamers. But then me just looking, because again, I love YouTube comments, guys. I just love YouTube comments, all right? So then I found what I would say was the silver bullet. To which this person says, stop saying leak. You literally apologized to your followers last year, huh? Who rightfully called you out on this. You said you'd learn from it and grow. Why should we ever believe you? These are rumors. Please know the difference. You're literally the worst headline engagement farmer of views of all time. To which Ninty Prime replies, already been addressed multiple times. Have a good one. So obviously, let's not ignore this person. Can we please stop fighting? Can we stop fighting? Yeah. To which, obviously, default Dan. And guys, you're probably thinking, what, he replied again? Musty. There's no way this was like a 10 reply comment chain, right, Musty? This man was in the trenches of his own comment section, without context for some reason. You'll feel how you feel. You might feel this way about the content, but at least understand my decision. Unfortunately, I'm not going to revisit it for a 40th time. Remember, I'm not going to revisit it for the 40th time. It would be really funny if me clicking around randomly again led me to find another video where he revisited it again, right, chat?
exciting.
At the end of this video titled, wait, the Nintendo General directly, obviously it's another fucking leak video, right? 13 days ago, he addresses it again, gamers. So obviously, the criticism is, gamers, leaks and rumors are two totally distinct things, and you should differentiate between the two. Rumor is just like, you know, whispers like, oh, I heard a rumor that like Furukawa shit his pants in the last direct, you know what I mean? That's just like kind of whispers, you know, like people just talking. Whereas leaks usually offer something. The implication of a leak is it's something credible, right? As in like a leak from a source or a leak from a, you know, like a trademark thing or a leak from like a company. That's what it is, right? That's a distinct difference between the two. Obviously, at some point, he must have said that he's going to differentiate between leak and rumor more, but he stopped doing that, right? So obviously, and I'm like, people in this comment, you saw that comment chain, he was like getting into it with someone. So let's hear the argument. What is your reason for not differentiating it? What is your reason for not differentiating between leak and rumor? Tell us, Mr. Nintendo Prime. If you got a good reason, fair. If not, then we'll have a word. I've not pre-watched this, by the way. We're watching this together for the first time.
One thing I just want to address here at the end, there were some people, a number of you, rightfully calling me out. And I say rightfully calling me out because it is something that I did commit to and have gone back on. And that is using the word leak instead of rumor. Rumor and leak, you know, right? I know they're different things. I know they mean different things. And honestly, I was pretty committed to it for most of last year after the beat 'em up situation. And
yeah, obviously the beat 'em ups thing, isn't it? You guys remember that dog shit beat 'em ups video where Beat 'em Up said that we should differentiate between the two. So obviously he's aware of this. He's aware of the nuances between the two.
It turned out that it actually was just hurting viewership, but not just.
Wow, views go down. It's all about the money, Spider-Man. I don't care about being honest. I just care about the money. The money, gamers. All about the money, money, money. We donate your money, money, money. I just want to make the world dance. Forget about the price
it was leading to
yeah?
just everyone else blowing up and getting significantly more attention.
Other people. I'm so glad I didn't pre-watch this. Everyone was getting more views than me, and I was jealous. Look at me, I'm red in the face. I'm so jealous.
Their videos
Jesus
than mine.
Christ.
And then when you watch some of those videos, they're not even giving you the full context of the rumors.
Okay, who? Oh! Gamers, hold. Gamers, hold everything. If you're throwing tomatoes, I'm going to ban you. If you stop throwing tomatoes right now. If he could save this if he tells us who. This is a situation where it is objectively good to tell us who it is. And I'm not joking. I'm not trying to, like, normally my name and shame policy, I'm like, I abide by it, but I understand why you don't want it. You don't want to kick the horn, is it? Some people aren't meant for the smoke. I get it. If people are doing leaks unsighted, that is a horrible thing. I think leak culture in general is shit, and I think you're horrible for that. But whatever, how you make your bed is how you make your bed. If there are people doing unsourced, unverified leaks and they're spreading it, that is a bad thing. That's a bad thing, especially for people like you as well. That is terrible. You want people that at least give you some sort of source, which if it is something you do, I can't verify if you do or not, I'm going to assume you do, I'll be good faith. This is something where if you find others that don't, you need to point them out. So people in your community and beyond can avoid these people. We can call these people out and they can either start sourcing or they can be discredited. Nintendo Prime, now's your chance. Come on.
And without that full context, you're kind of being misinformed a little bit.
Yeah, it's true. Yes, I agree.
In particular, but without that full context, you're kind of being misinformed a little bit. And I'm not going to call anyone in particular.
Absolute cowardice. Beyond cowardly. Jesus fucking Christ. Absolute wuss. I can't believe this. Can you throw tomatoes? Yeah, I think we have to. He had one job. He had one job, gamers. And it's over. Absolute zero credibility. You had a free throw. You had an open net penalty. And it's over. Someone take his OBS away from him. Someone take his channel away from him. I wanted to know who is spreading unverified claims so I can avoid them. In fact, maybe I can name and shame them. but you've opted to defend, you've opted to shield the community from leakers who are doing this in bad faith. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Cowardly behavior. Unless maybe you're lying. Either you're a coward or you're lying. One of the two.
But the point is that if people are going to get information from a video that says leaked that's really a rumor, I'd rather it be mine where I give the full context and link to where things came from and make it really easy for people to double check and verify.
Oh, so I'm gonna lie so that the other liars don't get a lot of views, guys. Yeah? Yeah, guys, I stole, but because I stole something, it meant that they could beef up security so other people could steal something. I'm like, I don't... Yeah, you'd rather be you because you get the money. How can I make this about me? How can I make this about me, guys? All we need now is the sob story chat. I think we need... Okay, we've got the deflection. We've got the narcissism. Now we just need, like, the sob story. Guys, but I have to. Guys, I need the money. I just need that money. We like, you know how Darkseid feels always like, I need that money. I'm gonna go bankrupt, guys. WWE champions.
Everything. So it's one of those things that there's that. Obviously, it does get more views. And I actually already talked about this last year. People just missed it. That I said I decided to go back against it because also, look, truth is I have mouths to feed. I got medical bills coming in.
There it is, gamers. Like clockwork. Like clockwork, gamers. Like clockwork. Hey, McDonald's is hiring, bro. Hey, McDonald's is hiring, bro. McDonald's is hiring. Go flip some patties. Go do some honest hard work. How about that?
I have a whole family that relies on me, and this is what I do.
Okay, how about someone else in your family get a job too? Just supplement the income. How about that, huh? Costco is hiring. Amazon is hiring. They're hiring out the wazoo. Their turnover is insane. They're insane, gamers.
For a living, and sometimes you have to make business decisions ahead of
I don't care
where your head is. Like I
don't care about your business decisions. No one should care. I've had this rant before. No one cares. I shouldn't care. I don't care about your life. No one cares about mine. That's how it works. You gotta be as honest as possible. You gotta be as honest as possible with the work you do. Otherwise, just go find a job. Okay. Your job is to spread leaks. Your job is topical news stuff, and you're doing a shit job at that, which is why you have to clickbait with leaks instead of saying rumors to be more accurate. I don't care if you. Oh, but I have. No, you don't have to clickbait. Go put the fries in the bag. Okay. The unemployment line is calling. All right. It's calling. It's calling.
The word rumor
you've missed the call.
Time.
It's ringing.
But it's
ringing.
That's reality.
No, the reality is you're a broke ass nigga, bro. Go find a job! Go find a job! I'm literally going to my job later tonight. I've got a night shift after this Nintendo Prime. Do you even know what a night shift is? Or have you forgotten about that? No, but it's so... And the worst part... Do you know the worst part about this is, right? Do you know the worst part about this is? This fucking... Look at the content, guys. Look at the fucking content. It's leaks. Topical news is not... One of the worst things Nintendo Land said to me, right? Now, I don't think he's a bad guy, just to clarify. I think if Nintendo Land literally tomorrow invited me to play zombies with them, I'd play zombies with them. The worst thing Nintendo... I would actually ask him to apologize for this. I would ask him to. I wouldn't. That's not it to you goes. I think he said... When me and him got in that drama, like, way back ages, like, on Twitter, like, when he tried to call me out on Twitter, he said, what I do is 5 times more harder than yours. And I'm just like... Brother, you literally look up an article, talk about it, and upload. You do the easiest thing on planet fucking Earth, right? This is the kind of thing you could do while literally working a 9 to 5. It's not like you're making something like so unbelievably like unique where you need this sort of thing. In fact, let me give you an example. I think I saw this earlier today. Let me give you an example of someone where like I'm at least a bit more sympathetic, right? I don't know how you guys know of the a cappella music remix guy called Smooth McGroove, right? He did an update video, which I watched, where he was talking about his financial situation. Now, of course, I could also hit him with the get the job, right? But, which, you could also say that to him too. But the thing with him is that he makes like a relatively unique style of content where it's impossible for him to like parlay this to someone else. Like he transcribes all the music. He has to like do essentially the editing in the way, like the best he could do is get someone to edit the video for him in his own style. When it comes to like the layering, the mixing, you're asking for someone with a unique enough skill set where it's harder to find. Whereas with someone like this, you literally just have to maybe hire one guy to like get the news for you, and that's it, or even edit, and that's it. and that is it. And the worst part about Smooth Groove is that all his stuff gets copyright claimed. He showed proof as well. I'm always skeptical when people do this sort of thing, just to clarify. He showed proof, and he showed numbers as well. He showed like financials. I think for a video that got like 100K, he made like $80. And I'm just like, that's a shame. Do you know what I mean? I think he made a Patreon. I don't know if he made one recently or if he pushed it a bit more. I think people were being very generous in the comments. This is one where I'm a bit more sympathetic to the idea of, yeah, guys, I need that money, right? I need that money, which is fair dues, right? Which is fair dues. Someone like you, I have absolutely no sympathy for. What you do is extremely easy to the point where you could literally work a job and then come back and talk about the news for 1 hour. So let's not pretend this is reality. You are lucky. In fact, you're extremely lucky to be in the position where you are. So instead of pawning after the people in your audience who actually do work hard, how about you fucking work a hard graft for once in your life? Pathetic, man. See, this is the difference. This is the kind of thing where I'm a bit more sympathetic to the idea of someone like asking their audience for more support. I'm a bit more sympathetic. Someone like this, though? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Don't listen to people like this.
I'm sorry,
bruv.
I know some of you.
If you're sorry, go get a job! Get a job!
Feel straight up lied to, and that was never my intent. And you can continue to call me a liar if you feel like it.
I mean, you are.
There's nothing I can do, but...
Oh, and it's the pathetic angle as well. It's like, yeah, you could keep calling me a liar, guys. I know I am. Guys, I know. I'm just a poorly little boon. Guys, I know. I'm just a sad little liar. I know. Just, where's that fucking... It's like, you said, you know when people post their L's online and then they get up like, oh, I'm just a sad little boy. Please don't be mean to me. Please. It's like... No sympathy, broski.
So, catch you guys in the next video.
So there it is, gamers. There's him addressing Nintendo DS Prime. Way! Double A slander from Albert Boris right there. Amazing. Sympathy. So what? You're sympathy baiting. This is just reality, guys. This is what I have to do. I need that money, guys. I need that money. Guys, please. Please, guys. Please. I need my medicals, guys. My medicals. Get a job, man. You fucking brokey. Good lord. So yet another example of another YouTuber doing that thing where they're like, guys, I need that money. You don't need that money. You're fucking broke. You're broke. Go get a job, loser. Jesus Christ. Can't stand you, ilk. Can't stand you, people. Good grief. Anyway, gamers. Yeah, there's that meme, is it? Here's some embarrassing information about you. Please don't bully me with it. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Either way, terrible. Spare change. Spare change, ma'am. I work 3 different jobs across 3 suburbs to get tuition money, and now I'm jumping for a new job. This middle-aged man can handle a standing 9 to 5. Most of these, I think one of the biggest lies that a lot of these YouTubers try and sell you is that I need that. It's like, no, you don't. You can work a 9 to 5. You just don't want to. A lot of the times, again, in the case of Smooth Groove, a lot more sympathetic and a lot more respectful for him because he actually showed numbers in his video. But 9 times out of 10, you can get another fucking job. Okay, get the fuck out of town, man. You guys are just liars. Honestly. Terrible. How about you do a live stream instead of doing a shitty podcast, Nintendo Prime? How about you fucking live stream you going on Indeed, huh? How about you do that for once? Unreal. Anyway, gamers. Now we're at the coup de grace, gamers. All roads lead to Nintendeen. Now, this segment is a bit more of like an addendum, so to speak, because in the last time we covered Nintendeen, we declared victory. We declared total Musquire victory. But it turns out, gamers, Nintendeen didn't win the war. Nintendeen didn't lose the war. He just lost the battle. He wasn't retreating. He was, in fact, regrouping. And he decided to come back even stronger. With what exactly? The video after. Hang on, let me go on this channel real quick to show you guys. The man of the hour, exactly. The man of the hour. So right after his video last time, where we watched this video last time, this one, I guess some people really like French fries, where he admitted he lost. But as you can see, there's more videos. I noticed something strange here. The direct we deserved. But Nintendeen today, what's happening here? What's this? Nintendeen today?
Reality is,
hang on, what's this all about?
if you thought I was done, I do not think you were paying attention. Welcome to Nintendeen today.
Damn, gamers, he really stuck it to me, didn't he? He really stuck it to me. You know that was him referencing me, gamers. You know it was. Yeah, if you thought I was done, guess again, losers. I'm gonna make my own show called Nintendeen Today. Except I'm gonna end it after 3 episodes when my fucking views aren't as high. I'm gonna end the branding after 3 episodes when I realized, yeah, I don't think my hype is so good where I can brand something Nintendeen today and they get a lot of views. And as we know, guys, we covered this last time. We talked about this last time. Nintendeen loves the views. He's a man of the views, games. He's a man of the views. So literally what happened is he noticed these weren't hitting the big time numbers and decided to like drop the branding, the Nintendeen branding, and go back to his old style of thumbnail because he's only as recognizable as his unique thumbnail style, obviously. Because obviously no one's watching it for Nintendeen, and no one's watching it for that, right? And even he knows as much, gamers. Even he knows as much, because I think it was in this video exactly where he drops the branding for the first time, at least in the titles. He goes, after awesome feedback from many of you, I ordered a bunch of lights and random equipment for my office space. We'll be back on camera sometime. I want to make sure the presentation and editing is better. Editing is better, huh? Don't know how much more better editing you can do when you're uploading daily slop still, broski. I want to switch back to the old style of thumbnails because I guess Time of My Things episodes is not very algorithm friendly. Yeah, guys, the numbers were going down. The numbers were going down, guys, for Mr. Dean. So he decided to switch it up. And of course, from the looks of it, and now if you ask me personally, when he says the setup, I'm like, I mean, it looks a bit plain, but I don't see much else wrong with it. But then he changes it. He does in fact change the camera setup. And let me see if I can find one where he has the camera setup. He changed it to something. Oh, here it is. He changes it where he blurs the background. So I'm like, well, why'd you blur the background? I always hate when YouTubers do this. When it's like, I got a boring background, so let me blur it. No, how about you just put, like, you have the, what's it, the question block plush, you had like a Wario plush, like, why not just do that instead, huh? I don't like, what's the point of blurring the background? Yeah, the Zoom meeting blur effect, I'm just like, it looks kind of ass if you ask me. Like, the other one had like a lot of like plain space in the background, don't get me wrong, but I'd prefer that over this if I'm being honest with you. Like this one. Like, yeah, there was a lot of like unused background space that could be there, definitely giving plain, but I don't know, to be honest. Maybe it focuses more of it. I mean, I suppose it does, but I'm just like, I don't know, to be honest. I don't really like the zoom effect blur background. That's just me rating the setup anyway. Setup review. I'll give it a 5, Nintendo. Come back stronger, okay? Come back better. Come back better. You need to be better than this, alright? But either way, he's gotten shinier. He definitely looks a bit shinier, doesn't he? Definitely looks a bit shinier.
They're putting in more effort. And I mentioned that in the video.
It's either way, gamers. What's it? Review done, out of the way, gamers. So what's one thing I've always said about Nintendeen, gamers? What's one thing I've always said about Nintendeen? My determination of Nintendeen's work is that he is a lover-scorned, gamers. Now, I think it's safe to say that my assumption was correct, right? In that he very much acts like a lover-scorned. But let's say there was like somebody in my chat right now that was like, Musty, come on. Like, you're kind of over-egging the pudding a little bit. And I'm like, well, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quacks like a duck, you know, has feathers like a duck, it's a duck, right? But see, yeah, but he didn't really say he's a duck, though. So how do I know he's a duck? How do I know this, Musty? I don't know this for sure. I feel like you're lying to me still. I feel like you're lying to me in 4K resolution.
And the user reviews suggest that, as well as the online sentiment around the title. We're comparing Donkey Kong Bonanza.
In the middle of his Nintendo Switch 2 game should not be $70, he includes a plug, which is sub for more Nintendo hate, a former fanboy. Is that enough for you? When I say lover scorned, is that enough proof for you guys? I mean, I already knew this, but yeah, shocker, right? I just kind of had one of his videos running in the background at 2 times speed. So, guys, I'm a Nintendo. I used to be a fanboy, but now I'm on the right side of history. So if you needed any more proof that he's a lover scorned, there it is right there. I already knew it personally, but if you needed that silver bullet, there it is, gamers. But I think the main video I wanted to talk about today was this one, actually. I'm tired of this Grambo. That's too damn bad. This video. Nintendo attacks emulators as fans realize the Switch 2 is obsolete. I'm like, doing a bit of heavy lifting with that title there. What the fuck? Now, of course, this comes from the news that Nintendo at the moment is kind of going DMCA striking all the GitHub repositories for Switch emulators. So obviously, but like, realize the Switch 2 doing a bit of heavy lifting, huh? Doing a bit of heavy lifting, that title. What does he have to say? What is the main crux of his argument? Let's have a listen.
Reality. Nintendo has to shut down.
Because obviously, game is just a Nintendeen video, so I have to wait for 9 minutes and 35 seconds into his video before he actually gives me a decent summation of his overall point. So let's have a listen.
See for that. Most people are doing it on their Wii. Here's the reality. Nintendo has to shut down emulators because people are very easily realizing that the newer games do not offer enough to justify the extra expenditure.
Yeah?
Trust me, I am a
Trust me, I made it up.
Mario Tennis aficionado. I have been playing every single Mario Tennis since the Nintendo 64. Fever is the first time I do not buy a Mario Tennis game immediately.
Because you don't have a Switch 2. Again, it's the classic case, isn't it? Tell me sweet little lies. You don't have a Switch. According to you, you don't have a Switch 2. So of course you didn't buy it at launch. What do you mean? Of course you didn't. And of course you're not going to buy it because your audience would be upset at you. What the hell is this? Of course you didn't buy it for Fever at launch.
I don't buy Mario Tennis games for the single player. I don't buy it for the extra modes. I dabble in them. I play them quite a bit when the game first launches. But in every single tennis game that I end up buying, we ultimately just fall back to regular doubles tennis. That's how we play couch co-op, me and my friend group, because they don't know all of the extra stuff. Mario Tennis Aces had like all that advanced stuff.
So the overall point I wanted to make with this timestamp is that he was like, Nintendo, like people are realizing that Nintendo is obsolete. That's the overall point. The reality is people are going back to the old games because the Switch 2 kind of sucks now, right? People aren't getting their values worth, right? To which I say, now, I'm all for emulation. You guys know how pro emulation I am, right? I think it's fair to say, I don't think it's outside of the realms of reasonability for Nintendo to take down websites that are hosting a emulator for a console that is still in active circulation, in active development. If you ask me, no. Of course they're gonna, right? Like right now, I have an emulated copy of Pokemon Emerald on my phone. And that's because right now, if I was to go to any widely available storefront of Nintendo's, I cannot buy Pokemon Emerald. If they're not gonna sell it, I'll buy it. I'll just emulate it myself, who cares? But with Switch games, the Switch 1 games, they're still developing games for the Switch 1. So I think it's fair for Nintendo to go, if you get rid of this, what's the point? The analogy I made is like, for example, if we are both at self-checkout, right? And you decided to just forget to scan one of your items and put them in the bag and you didn't get caught, I'm not going to stop you. Nor am I going to like flag him down and go, oh, it's him. That's the same with Switch emulators. If you download a Switch emulator, I ain't going to stop you. In the same way, I wouldn't stop someone from forgetting to scan something at a self-checkout and leaving. But if you get caught, I'm not going to go, oh, why did you get him? You shouldn't have got, it's only just it's like, well, you stole though. Like, you kind of got caught. Like, that's kind of the risk you assumed with forgetting to scan something at a self-checkout is you got caught. That's kind of it, dingus. You know what I mean? It's the same with a Switch emulator. Like, if you're running a currently available emulator or currently available console as an emulator, you can't be that upset when you get got. If they were getting, like, GBA emulators or, like, all sorts, like, if they were doing ROM sites, you know, like, for example, when they got MU Paradise, I was really upset about that. I was really upset when they got MU Paradise. There's a whole repository of emulators. And thankfully, you found there's other websites that have, it's the classic cut one head off, two heads will spawn in. So I'm not worried about it in that regard. So the fact that Nintendeen hasn't really, like, accentuated the fact that if they do try and take these down, we're still going to find them online, is just, I think he's doing a disservice to the emulator space. Because that's the one thing I always say whenever Nintendo takes down emulators. Like, we don't have to worry, guys. When you cut off one Hydra head, two more are going to spawn. We will find a way. Emulation will always find a way. We'll always find a way. Don't worry about that, okay? We'll always find it. So when he does this, I'm just like, I don't know what he's talking about. Also, don't do it before the game comes out. Yeah, exactly. Like, people are going to assume piracy. Like, what did you expect? Do you know what I mean? I love emulators. But when an emulator, like, and obviously, like, you run the risk of, like, emulation getting into piracy, which, of course, if someone downloads a copy of Pokemon Emerald that didn't buy it originally, technically they pirated the game. But I'm not going to get... It's a game that they're not selling anymore. Who cares? If you're, like, pirating, like, Tomodachi Life on the Switch 1, like, that's a game you could buy right now. If you get caught, then... What do you mean? Like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, am I supposed to have some sympathy for you? Not particularly. I can't say I do. I'm going to be honest. I can't say I do. I don't think he's ever truly deleted off the internet, which sucks because I really wish Nintendeen would be. Oh. Leave Nintendeen alone. He's just trying his best, okay? He's just trying his best, all right? He's trying to do it, all right? I know, what's the next timestamp we got, games? He's just trying
already so many people talking about how Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a much better kart racer than Mario Kart World.
Who, gamers? Who's saying this? I've not met anyone who's saying that.
The 3-lap tracks for Mario Kart World were a lot more loved than all of the intermission tracks that have been put into the game. But if you take away all of those intermission tracks, what's left? What's left to justify this title over Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
The new parkour. You're gonna mention the parkour, Dean?
Pointless open world that most people drove
mention
around for a
parkour?
bit and realized it was just a waste of time?
I mean, you know, the fun is kind of intrinsic value, but sure, okay.
Or is it
Whatever.
the additional mechanics that are behind this game that nobody really asked for because Mario Kart is a casual title? So
Yeah? I mean, Nintendo, like, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, yeah, did technically anyone ask for for Mario Kart World to be all parkour craziness? Maybe not, but now that it's here, I know for goddamn certain that I never want to go back, all right? This is spoken like someone who has never played Mario Kart World. Once you've played Mario Kart World, you'll realize that this parkour thing makes every other Mario Kart game obsolete, right? That's what it is. And also, listen, Nintendo, you can't lie to me, okay? You're lying to me. You're lying, Dean. You were in my game, Dean. You were in my game. You were in my game, and I beat you. I beat you, Dean. I beat you fair and square. It's on my Twitter. Hey, it's on my Twitter timeline. I beat you. I was 6th and you were 7th. Okay, you lost. You lost to me. And this is the part where someone points out, yeah, but Musty, he made like a community post addressing that like that's not actually him, by the way. He didn't name me, but he addressed that. Oh, his community tab is gone. What happened to the community tab, Nintendeen? Is it because your audience were fucking batshit, so you got rid of it so people couldn't post anything? Is that what? Oh, you're trying to hide all the batshit things that you used to post on there? Oh, Dean, what happened? What happened to the tab? No, there was so much craziness over there, and he got rid of it. It's almost like he doesn't want to cultivate a community, but wants to say his nonsense into the wind. Now, guys, you're probably thinking, once again, Musty, I'm playing Nintendeen Police. I'm playing Nintendeen Police, Musty. What do you mean when you say that? He doesn't want to raise a community. He just wants to have an audience that will a bunch of sycophants who will listen to what he has to say, and that is it. I've got the silver bullet for you right here, gamers. Right here. Now, he has since made a follow-up to his, so he made a video, like an hour-long video, I think, an hour-and-a-half-long video, analyzing all the sales, right? This is a pseudo follow-up, gamers. Now, I certainly hope that Nintendeen is he addresses what happened in this video where he admitted that he lost. He lost the war. He lost the cause. He addressed it in this video, gamers. What does Nintendeen have to say? Let's have a look.
how's it going, folks?
Now remember, the title is, yes, Nintendo Switch 2 is still struggling. 17 million, by the way, and it hasn't even been a year, but sure. Okay, try and convince me that it's doing poorly. Try and convince me, please.
So now that the dust has settled a bit since the financials, I've kind of fully transitioned into this new Nintendeen Today format where I show myself on camera periodically. Mind you, I'm not going to be showing my face in this one because it's...
Oh, because it'd be too much effort, wouldn't it? It'd be too much effort, wouldn't it? And also, when you say you transition to a new format, what the fuck is the new format? It's just you yapping about nonsense about hating Nintendo still. Like, what is the feasible difference between the Nintendeen Today era and before? There is no difference. The effort is still just as lacking. The content's still just as bland and boring. The difference is you show your face, which now I'm gonna be as respectful as I can when I say this. I'm genuinely not trying to be a cunt. I want to make it very, very clear. Because I'm imagining you're not used to being on camera, this is because it's your first time on camera, your delivery, I would say your face doesn't really add much to the content. You're not really being as expressive as you could be. And that's because you're used to just being a voiceover, which means you're not used to presenting yourself in an interesting way in the slightest, which is fine. But like even on a level where you're showing your face, it doesn't really add much to the editing. Do you know what I mean? It really doesn't add much to the editing at all. So I'm just like, yeah, you added your face cam, but like we're not really doing much else. You know what I mean? Like you're still just kind of like you're still kind of just sitting there talking and like looking at your script periodically so you don't forget your lines. That's kind of all there is to it. It's not like it's like we've really hit new ground or hit new trends because you got your face cam, you know? So when you say this, I'm just like, I don't know what it means, but okay.
A lot of numbers talk, and I just don't feel like turning the camera on.
But it doesn't feel like,
I made an entire
obviously.
video about the one significant thing that I got wrong in the entirety of 2025, which I really only...
The one thing he got wrong, gamers. The one... You mean, when he says... You got the one thing I got wrong. It's the main thing you got wrong. The entirety of the last 8 months, you've been doomsaying about the Switch and saying it was going to perform shit. And it didn't. That's like the Nintendeen thing. That's like your one saving grace, to the point where you're so infamous for this that I could make a tweet about it and it gets like 1K. Do you know what I mean? Oh no, it's 999. Now it's 1K. There it is. That's how infamous you are, despite the fact that you're, relatively speaking, a small fry. There's 1,000 people on Twitter who are like, fuck this guy. You know what I mean?
One significant thing that I got wrong in the entirety of 2025, which I really only made because I was told that I would never admit if I was wrong about anything. And while I do hate being wrong, if there's one thing that I appreciate and it cancels out my hatred for being wrong, is being able to prove others wrong. So once again, I was right in that I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. But
what fucking word spaghetti! Holy shit! I'm only admitting I'm wrong because the people on the line that say I can't admit I'm wrong, I'm dunking on them. Yeah, eat that, people on the line. I mean, do you want to admit that you're wrong so that you could be as consistent as possible with the words you say? Because the consistency of your voice is the only thing you have as a online commentator. It's like literally the one starring thing that you have. No, I'm just going to do it to dunk on the hypothetical people on the line. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. Nah.
that's besides the point. Honestly, I made that video because I wanted to get the total shipped through sales numbers out of the way.
So, okay, hang on. Gamers, I remember this bit now. I remember this now. Gamers. Now, remember, we talked about this last time, all right? What's the one thing that Nintendeen does, right? The one thing that I would say my biggest critique of Nintendeen is that he can't pick a lane, right? He's either, I'm just this small little bit, no, why is everyone coming up? No. And then on the other side, we must fight for the cause. Nintendo is under fire. We have sent an emergency directive. Join the fight. No, but I'm tiny. I'm a tiny little guy. No, guys, please don't make a video about me, Arlo. Please, Scott, leave me alone. And I'm just like, pick a lane, you fucking cowards. What are we doing here? So gamers, listen carefully to this. Listen carefully. Probably the biggest L that Nintendeen will ever showcase on a video, ever. And I'm not exaggerating this. Listen carefully.
Because I knew that would absorb a lot of the attention from this channel, and then now that they've all kind of moved on for a bit, and I've gotten a bit of a chance to review the financials, I can get into the nitty-gritty about the financials, because there is a lot that we were absolutely right about over the...
So gamers, now that the hate brigade has moved on, I could talk about the numbers and I won't get harassed. Now that I admitted I was wrong and all the haters have moved on, I can finally talk about the numbers and we won't get harassed. So again, it's the classic case of he wants people. So what is it, Dean? You want people to see this video because you want more people to know that Nintendo's doing poorly, right? Ideally. But you also can't handle the smoke. What's the one thing we said last time, gamers? Nintendeen hates it when you make videos about him. Because what did he say in that like anti-Nintendo content videos? That like, your video's not gonna get a lot of views, guys. Remember, if you make a video about me or like Fratanga, it's not gonna get a lot of views. So yeah, just don't make videos about me. This is proof, gamers, that he can't handle the smoke. He cannot handle it, gamers, because he made that video. Because if he's to be believed, he made this to get us all to focus on this video, so we wouldn't focus on this. Don't make videos on me. I'm not scared. I'm not owned.
The past year.
And I'm just like, what the fuck is that?
In fact, we were significantly more right than we
And
were.
of course, the rest of the video talks about sales, which is extremely boring. But the fact that he just admitted to like that unbelievable in the first minute is an unbelievable level of self-own I don't think I've ever seen anyone do on the internet games. And I've seen a lot of people. I'm not wrong. I was just saying I'm wrong so that you guys can't say that I never admit I'm wrong. Plus, I made this video to get all the haters off my back so that I could talk about the sales in peace now. Nintendeen, brother. Listen, you're not meant for this, okay? You're obviously not meant for this fight, okay? You're obviously not meant for this. You're obviously... Let's make it clear, guys. Nintendeen hates it when you make videos about him, okay? Because he will watch it and he will get upset. I want to put that clear right now. So if you guys ever are interested in making a video, critiquing his work, pointing out that his stats are wrong, showing that he's telling sweet little lies as he always does, he's going to hate it, gamers. He hates it so much. Don't ever forget that, okay? Now, if there's one final thing I want to leave you guys on, in regards to Nintendeen is we're going to go back to the other video. Nintendo attacks emulators and realizes the Switch 2, the fans realize the Switch 2 is obsolete. Now, that's a massive claim. What's his source, gamers? Let's find out his source. Because I did want to know his source, obviously, for this claim. So 5 minutes in, obviously, because it's a Nintendeen video.
Requires a form of payment, and more often than not, the amount that you have to pay does not justify the end output. And so perhaps now more than ever, gamers have decided to take this into their own hands.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Emulation has never been easy.
Have you got like the numbers from like emulators like being higher than normal? Have you like consulted any emulation websites and seen if there's like a spike or something? Like what have we done here? Like, because it would be interesting if like post-Switch 2 emulation and stuff like that. It'd be like, okay, cool.
Buying your own games and dumping the ROMs has never been easier. Okay, and while I do not condone it, piracy has never been easier. Finding ROMs online has never been easier.
Sure.
And having a gaming desktop, a gaming laptop,
who's the fans,
a gaming PC has also never been easier.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
and now
the fans,
people
though.
are realizing,
Who's
for
people?
now
Okay,
at
people.
least,
People. Okay,
until the good games start coming out on the Switch 2, if the good games start coming out on the Switch 2.
We already have good games, but sure. Okay.
If the only purpose of having a Switch 2 is to play Switch 1 games with performance bumps, perhaps it might just be a better idea to emulate it on a PC. Right?
Okay, I don't really commentate on the gameplay because I know it's just supposed to be in the background, but you are ass at 3D World. Holy how did that boo take fucking 2 of your power-ups, bro? What is that? Bro, you're shit at this game. I thought I was bad at games. Like, I sometimes have my DSP moments where I'm just like, what is that, broski?
I know somebody specifically who has spent the last 3 years
putting off
playing
Tears
of the Kingdom because there were
hang on. Here's the source, gamers. Let's go.
bumps. Perhaps it might just be a better idea to emulate it on a PC. Right, like I know somebody specifically who has spent the last 3 years putting off playing Tears of the Kingdom because there were rumors of a Switch Pro.
Okay.
He loved Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom happened to come out around the time that he became a new dad.
Okay, there's no way your source is, I know a guy. There's no way.
So he's like, I'm not going to have time to put the
This is
effort
just like
that
a
I
quick
want into this
anecdote,
game yet. Anyway,
and you're going
I
to move
will
on to
wait
like
for
the
the
numbers,
Switch Pro
right?
and play Tears
You're
of the
the
Kingdom
numbers guy, right?
instead. Eventually, that Switch Pro became a Switch 2, so he
Dean,
started
there's no
waiting for
way.
that. But then the Switch 2 ends up being announced.
You're spending an
it comes
awful
out,
lot of
it's a
time
lot
on this
weaker than
anecdote.
most
There's
people
no way,
expected,
source,
and
my
despite
friend.
being more weaker, it's also more expensive than people expected. And then even in addition to that, now you got to spend $80 on Tears of the Kingdom just to get the Switch 2.
I'll save you guys the trouble. The source is, it's just his friend. It's his friend, gamers. And also, Strudel, you can go, okay? Listen, if you can't do this anymore, I want to make it very clear, all right? I always get annoyed when I see comments like this, by the way, in the chat. If you're not a fan of what today's content is, just go, please, just go, okay? Like, sometimes I play games, sometimes I cover chicanery. If you can't handle it, just go, please. Please, please, please. I can't deal with that, okay? It's boring. It's boring. Leave the stream, come back another stream, okay? But yeah, his source is just his friend. His source is just his friend, game. Remember, the numbers guy. This is the numbers guy, by the way. The numbers guy, sales this, sales that. No, he just like, my friend Frank downloaded an emulator once, and that's kind of it. Another classic case, gamers. Tell me sweet little lies. Oh, Dean. It's your friend when it's convenient, and it's numbers when it's also convenient. You're a small bean when it's convenient, and you're a freedom fighter when it's also convenient. This is unbelievable, broski. What a classic delve into the mind of Nintendeen gamers. And I think that's all I've got in regards to Nintendeen content today. Final thoughts. He may have admitted he lost the battle, but I think it's fair to say that he's probably also going to lose the war too. Because good fucking lord, this guy just can't be stopped. He just can't be stopped, can he? He's just going to constantly preach to his ever-dwindling audience that sales this, but I'm a freedom fighter that, but I'm a small bean this, and you shouldn't make videos about me that. My projection for Nintendeen is, you know how Marie Antoinette famously said, let them eat cake? Allow King Musty to say, let the line go down, Nintendeen. Let the line go down, broski. Let the line go down. And yes, that's King Musty Nintendeen, okay? That's how you refer to me from now on, okay? Those are my pronouns, all right? Let the people on the line go down. Now I'm really British, aren't I, guys? Now I'm really British. Oh, let the 10 of 10s be released. Let the 10 of 10s be released, gamers. What did you miss? You missed the whole stream. That's kind of all I got today, gamers. Just a tiny little follow-up. A short follow-up on this glorious day, gamers. On this glorious day. That's what this was. Listen, okay, that's enough of that. I don't want you guys calling me King Musty. Just Nintendeen, okay? Just Nintendeen. Gamers, get out. All right, get out. That's it, guys. Get out of here, okay? A short Musty Sunday. I got to work. I got to get to work, okay? I got to get to work. All right, that's all I got to do. This is just gonna be a small follow-up, and I'm gonna go to work, okay? Get out of here. I'm gonna archive everything on Musty, all right? Unlike some people, I actually gotta fucking touch grass and get to work, okay? Good night, gamers. That's your lot. By the way, yeah, expect a bunch of Musties, by the way. I'm gonna make a bunch. It's gonna be like a Musty once every day, okay? So, expect Musty's gonna be... I'm gonna just get a bunch of stuff up there just so I can get them off the backlog, alright? Alright, bye-bye.